Also mattifying. Okay, did it matte me out? So we have a liquid bronzer and we have a powder bronzer. I pulled it here and then I pulled it like back. Like I was like, show you something that's probably going to be like my new addiction for this year. Hi you guys, it's Amber. Welcome to my channel. I am really excited to break down this whole look for you today. Honestly, we went through a lot of steps, pro tips over 17 years of being a professional makeup artist, and honestly, I've learned so much over the years being able to have you in my chair and hear from you in just the community and conversation, and when I run into y'all in town. And then a lot of times you're like, can you do my makeup? And I'm like, I cannot do it anymore. I have just retired my brushes completely, and I have just flipped it to like, listen, I want to empower you to do your makeup the best that you can. And with that, it just becomes practice. And so today I was like, you know what? That's what's needed. Like, you need to know how to do your makeup more confidently. And I'm excited. I'm using products I haven't used in a long time. I am doing them in different ways. I'm sharing techniques I don't always share. Yeah, a lot's coming out of the bag today. So if you're brand new to my channel, go ahead and hit subscribe right now. But like this video if you love it at all, and a little bit, just hit a little like. Definitely helps the growth of the channel. And comment. I asked you several questions throughout the video that we can chat about that I'm really curious and I want to pick your brain about. So, and also at the end, we have a little story time. So hope you stick around for that as well. All right, well, let's go ahead and get started and let's slay this face together. First thing you want to do is hydrate and skin prep. That is like something you cannot skip over. And yeah, I think that many women do, and they just jump right into it and they think their makeup's gonna slay and it's gonna be fabulous, and then their face is peeling, it's cracking, it looks dehydrated, and it's awful. So I just want you to stop, mask, exfoliate, get a good routine down pat, and yeah, and don't mistreat your lips. Exfoliate your lips, hydrate your lips. And don't mistreat your body. Do the same thing to your body. Okay, let's get into it. Now we're going to talk about cosmetics. I've had many years with so many women in my makeup chair as a professional makeup artist, and I've learned a lot through the years. A lot of it is that you have no idea what you're doing, and you want me there every day. So I wanted to make this video for you. So we're going to go ahead and get into it because I know you're getting ready for an event and you're going to do your makeup with me. So that's what we're going to do. So I want you to get out your MAC. Can I speak? Your MAC. Okay. First of all, are we like not, can I come down? Let's come down just a teeny bit. There we go. I felt like something was it was just not right. Okay. We're going to start with a MAC paint pot. This is called the, can I tell you, it's the paint pot, okay? It's the Pro Longwear paint pot. It's awesome. So I'm going to tell you, I have not done anything to my skin except prep it. And we're going to go in right now. I'm in my chair that squeaks. It drives me crazy. I don't know why. I start recording, then I forget until it makes a noise. So I apologize if you do hear the squeak. Okay, it's just an antique cuteness, and I just don't, anyways, it's whatever. We're going to get into this product. Just looking at it just looks amazing and thick and like it's going to give some coverage. It does give coverage, so that is a plus. And I'm going to take it right now with like a liquid shadow brush. I also use brushes that I found on Amazon years ago, and they have been just phenomenal, and I've added brushes to my collection since, but they're really good, so you can check that out on my Amazon link. We're gonna go in right now and we're just gonna cover up some redness, all the areas on your face that you just feel a little bit like not as confident about, if it's discoloration, if it's a blemish, what have you. Obviously treat it, do all the things, but when it comes down to your makeup, get the coverage that you really need just by doing this first. This is a pro tip, you guys, that you definitely want to have in your pocket. I just took that product and I just went over all the areas around my hairline, anything that was like possibly a blemish, possibly something that I might want to cover up even while I'm doing foundation and concealer later. So this is just going to make everything look more flawless and polished, and that's honestly the goal, what you want for the whole like foundational piece of your cosmetics. So now we're going to go ahead and get into our shadow. This is my favorite because it really does bring the face together, and less is more in so many different cases. So the product that I am going to be using today for this look is for my eyes. Just talking about my eyes, okay? We're going to be using many things. Just so when you're looking for the product in the store, this is exactly what I have on right now. I'm obsessed. And we're going to go in with my favorite kabuki brush, just because this is the one I have. But it is from Fenty Beauty. I love this kabuki. There are two foundations that I have found have been ultimately the best when it comes to having your makeup look like a professional just did your makeup, is having the Haus Labs foundation or the Polite Society. The reason both of these are really popular for makeup artists and a go-to grab, especially Haus Labs for sure, but it's because they have skincare ingredients infused in the formula. It's phenomenal. So I don't know which one to use today. I've used this one for my last two videos that I've put out this year already. I kind of want to use her again today. It's just so good. I kind of forgot I had it, and now I'm hooked. Okay, so this one wins today. And Haus Labs, though, is my fave as well. Like, literally looks like skin. It's so good. So anyways, but we're going to use this one. It's more than a pretty face. This is what you'll look for. It looks like a little egg. The color that I have is Light In. I think I need to turn it this way. Is Light In. It has all types of skincare ingredients in it. Several are posted here on the back of the bottle, just so you can see a close-up of that. If you're looking for these two foundations, you can find Haus Labs in Sephora. Not all Sephoras. The main Sephora, like go to the one that's in the mall. The one that is in Kohl's does not carry Haus Labs. And I'm saying that kind of hesitantly because maybe one does. I don't know, but not all are the same. But Haus Labs, like the main one, like in a mall. And then Polite Society is not in all the Ultas. It's just in, like, in my town, it's in one of the Ultas, not the other one. So it's very strange. So maybe call ahead if you're looking for one so you know before you get there if that's really what you're trying to get when you get there. So we are going to wait on that, but we're going to go into eyeshadow. I don't know why I wanted to tell you about that, but that is what we're going to be using. And now we're going into eyes. Yeah, I feel like I just went totally like, wow. I just got excited. Okay, so for eyes, we are going to use the paint pot, and we're going to use paint pot, and we're going to use the palette today. You have to get this online, but it's Skin by Kim. This is such a pretty combination and color story. I personally love this one, and for many years, with having so many women in my chair, these were always the colors that I gravitated to. But Makeup by Mario has a really similar palette. Honestly, they favor a lot, and it's one of the topics online is like, did Kim basically dupe his palette? It kind of seems that way, but the formula is like butter, and it's amazing. And so you can go to Sephora and get the Makeup by Mario palette, or you can order Kim's online. So anyways, or you can get both. So we're going to go ahead, and you want to prime your lids. Go in with your finger. Sometimes having your finger is really nice to be able to get right into your face and really get a smooth polished look. So we're going to go ahead and prime the eyelids. What this is doing is it's getting away the veiny and the redness from your eyelids. If you're a regular Blush Beauty on my channel, you're probably thinking, is story time coming? Are you going to have some stories to share today? And I might at the end, because I just want to dive into just talking about the cosmetics right now, because I get very sidetracked and I really want to give you the pro tips that you deserve. But I do have a story to tell, so I think I can save it to the end. So just hold tight with me. Okay, so we're going to go right into the palette. So you really want your products to marry one another. And what that means in makeup terms is that they are just cohesive. Ooh, and they just look like you can't see where they stop or start. You know, marriage is, you are one now. And so you want to take all of your colors and just marry them together. So one of my favorite colors in this palette is like the middle section. Like, I love these colors. There's no names to them. They're basically 1 through 12. It's very simple. No craziness happening here. And I just love to go in with a color that is like warm to the skin tone, just to give some like oomph oh goodness. And so when you think of like prom or homecoming or wedding or special function, like whatever it is that you're doing your makeup for, date night, and you're like, I just want my makeup to look like a 10, like a makeup artist just slayed this face, this is what you want to do. You want to prime everything, take it in, do not miss a spot, blend it, pat it, all the things. Now you're going to go in with a really pretty, deeper, warm color. And again, I said like the middle section. So I'm going into color number, I think it's number 6, I think. Might be number 7, but anyways. So I just take this, and you want to go right at the lash line, and then like right kind of almost like up, like you're taking your lashes up, like you want to feather them up, and you want to kind of take it in this section, and you're just going to warm up that lash line like so. Do this. Honestly, the best thing for you to do is go right into the other eye, so you're not messing up. Like, you just want to go right into the other eye. So again, take it right on that lash line, pat it right there, and then just pull it up. Pull it up. Okay, loves it. Now we're going to go in with a deeper color right here on the bottom row. There's just a really beautiful deep like espresso type tone. It's gorgeous, like mocha. You want to do the same thing, pat it around that lash line, and then you just want to take it up. Same thing, you just want to really get a pretty coverage. Now what you want to do, change brushes, cannot talk, change brushes and go in with more that's going to be like more of a feathery, and it's going to blend, and then you just want to work on that outer corner and just take your color that you just used. You're using the color that's on your lid. You're not doing anything really, any extra. So you're just going to take it and almost V it off in this corner. So this kind of actually is like, girl, I've been teaching you something new for this year with eyeshadow techniques, but this is a classic as well. And it's just like, if you want to have like the most beautiful, like, oh gosh, professional look, this is what you got to do. So you want to just V it off in that corner and just get it really nice. The thing with shadow that is sometimes a lot of women struggle is that you think more is going to be better. That's not the case. And you really want to balance the face. Like, that's all we're doing right now, is we're just creating balance and going off of like symmetry, like making sure your eyes are really even and they're lifted and they just look like open and happy and all the things. So just remember that you don't have to have a ton of shadow on to like have a glam look. Like, look at that. Girl, stop. You can't tell me nothing. Okay, now we're just going to do the same thing. By the way, I think halfway through your makeup look, it would be really cool for you to take a picture so you can remember like step by step of kind of what you accomplished, because that's a huge deal. Take a before and after, take an end picture, middle picture, all this stuff so you can kind of see. And I'm still just using the shadow that I literally just started with on my eye. Like, I'm not using any more. I have not re-dipped or anything like that. So just remember that when you're doing this, because it's going to make a big difference in the end. I mean, can you get excited? I'm obsessed. Okay, we're going to go back with the same brush that we had. We're not re-dipping. We're just using what was in the brush. And you're just going to take it right here on the outer side, like where you kind of had that little triangle. And we're just going to pat it just to add a little bit more, because this is the thing. I didn't want you to add too much and just be a mess. So just want you to pat it, and now I want you to do the same thing. Just blend it. Marry these colors on your lid. Just have a really clean sweep right on that outer corner. Oh, this is so stunning. So stunning. Oh my gosh. I get so excited every time I do my makeup. I'm so excited. Because it's an art form, guys. It is art for sure. Alright. Are we loving it? Like just simple, happy. That's what we're into, okay? Now I want you to take a brush that doesn't have shadow on it, really. Like find a brush. I'm trying to find a brush in my collection. And I just take a washcloth and I just wipe it out. You know, one of the things for 17 years as a makeup artist, two things I never did. I always had a black jacket on. That was like a whole like moment. And then I always had a rag. Like I always had rags. And it was just like, that's just what you do. So I'm going to take like multiple of these. Like I love all these light colors. And I just take a light color right underneath that upper brow. Just in the middle to make it pop. That's it. I just want... That's going to lift everything for you. And then voila. Like, y'all, that is simple. It's pretty. It's not too much. It's just really, really nice. Now you can go in with a brown. If you prefer black, go for it. But I say do brown and then build up. That's a preference for me. Because sometimes I think you can do black and you can get too heavy-handed. So we're going to go in with a brown, and I'm going to use the one I've been using for a few weeks now because I have not gone back to get a restock of my Huda. Y'all know I'm a Huda, okay? The eyeliner with Huda Beauty is stunning. But we're going to go in with LA Girl drugstore eyeliner. It's no big deal. You can use low and high end, create a really stunning look. We're going to take this eyeliner and we're just going to go across the upper lid and under like the waterline. Okay, that was not a pretty application, but this is where it really gets cute. In a second, I'm going to show you. So I go in with a brush that looks like this. It's like this flat brush, just like so, and it already has liner on it because this is what I use it for a lot, but I'm just going to wipe it out and then boom, look. It's back to like having barely anything on it. I'm going to take this and we're just going to like go over the liner that I just did. And it's just going to help me make it like a smoother line. Again, we're still marrying the products together. And it just gives me a really nice line. Under the lashes on the top, this is called tight lining. So you'll notice that like your upper and your lower lid really are just like, it just looks really like deep and the roots look longer, and that's the goal, is because you want your lashes to appear longer. I get asked a lot to do someone's makeup still, and I retired my makeup brushes when I was 35 and I'm about to be 39, you guys, in just a few weeks. Oh, I'm so excited. I can't believe it. But I am like, I hesitate a lot because I'm like, yeah, sure, come to my house and I'll do your makeup, because I actually low-key love doing makeup, and I even love doing it still for you. Like my used to be clients, you know, that they would come to me all the time on a regular basis for any special event that they had. I was their go-to girl. They were referring me to do events for others, and it was just really a lot of fun, a lot of great memories. And then my techniques have changed through the years as well, but one thing I never was lax on was teaching my client how to do her makeup, because I just know I want to empower women to feel confident doing it themselves, because I can't be there every single day. So I'm like, I want you to be able to do your makeup yourself, feel really good about it in your home, know what makeup to get from the store, you know, all the things. So I was always doing that with them, and still that's why I really have my channel, and I want to do that with you. So just this really pretty look is going to take you so far. Okay, we're not going to do mascara or anything yet. I like to just save that closer towards the end. But there are 3 primers, face primers I'm going to talk to you about. So I'm going to do 2 low end to 1 high end. So this is the e.l.f. foundation primer, and this is hydrating face primer. I love this one a lot. I was actually very shocked that I loved it that much. It just has like a really nice like silicone feel, and it just feels like skin. It feels really nice. And I imagine like this soft silky shirt. Like I love it. Then if you're into more like serums, like you can do something like that. So this is a glow up primer serum, however you want to say it. I say serum. And then when I say it, I'm like, it sounds so funny, but it is a serum. But anyways, I use this one a lot too because I really love it. And then it has a little bit of shimmer in it. And it just feels really nice as well. I don't know why, but I just feel like I want to put them all on my hand just to like get a feel. And I like that one, but it's more of like a water base. So it's nice and it just keeps your skin really hydrated and it's really pretty. I did that in my last video too. You can watch that. But then my all-time OG favorite, and this is typically, I feel like I just spit. This is typically my first grab. This is Fenty. Now, it's not that it's like, oh my gosh, this is gold to the face. It just, something about it, it just keeps my makeup like flawless all day. So when I'm really recommending someone that's like, hey, I just want a really good primer, what do you recommend? I'm like, go get the Fenty primer. Like, I've gone back and I've gotten 4 or 5 of these bottles. And they're really good. If I run out of my drugstore ones too, guess what? I will also go back and get them because I also want them as an option. But yeah, it's really good. So whichever one, those are my 3 recommendations. But I'm very picky when it comes to primer. So I think today I'm going to do the Fenty. I'm just going to have to go in with her because I just feel like it deserves it. When you're like, I want to assure my makeup stays on all day. Y'all, I just did like 4 pumps of that. It's really not that necessary to do that many. But yeah, so now I'm going to go in and I'm going to pat this into the skin. Because remember, we already did some of that paint pot all over. So I'm just going to go in. And it had some dry down time, so that's good. And I just want to pat this all in my face. Normally I rub it in like lotion, but when I do what I just did, I want to make sure that it's not coming off. So patting it's really nice. Get that gel. One day, honey, I'm gonna have that thing chopped and snatched. No, I'm just kidding. No, I really want to though. I was just scared. Okay. All right. So now what we're gonna do is we're gonna take a little fan, and I want you to fan your face. Fan it. I want you to set. I have these like little baby hairs that have grown back, and I just see a little bit of foundation in them, and it's really annoying. I want you to just set it. I want you to set it, set it, set it. You see what's happening? Like, it's awesome. Okay, love. Now we're gonna go in and we're gonna do our foundation. So take just 1 squirt. Start with 1 first out of that Polite Society. Now, whichever foundation you decided to go in with, but I recommend this one. And we're going to go in and we're going to pat this all over. One thing about foundation too, that you want to do it like a professional does it, is you want to pat it into the skin. You don't want to just like rub it all the way down, because what you're doing is you're not pushing it in. And it's not like it's going into your pores and all that stuff. It's just, this gives it more of like a solid look, you know? So just pat it into your skin. You can pat and then kind of like rub like this. That's kind of what I'm doing in a fast motion. But you're just not intense like doing this. Like, avoid this pat, okay? That is 101 for foundation. Just take your time. Don't rush it. I think a lot of times we don't give ourselves enough time. I would honestly give yourself an hour and a half. If you're not really good at knowing how long it's going to take to do your makeup, I would give yourself an hour and a half. I mean, personally. Because by the time you do something, or you want to fix it, or you just want to really take your time, like, you're not going to feel rushed. There's nothing worse than feeling rushed doing anything. If it's even cooking, or if it's like cleaning and you don't give yourself enough time, or anything. Like, just imagine being rushed taking a shower. Like, oh, I'd be so annoyed. I'd be like, please leave me alone. I'm trying to wash myself. Like, it's just, anyways, it's a whole experience. Okay, that feels really good. Now what I like to do, and again, that was just a pump, is I take it really good with my fingers because I can't get in between my brows with that kabuki, and I just take a shadow brush that I don't really get into often, and I just take it right here around the eyes and the nose. And I like to take this too around the brows. I'm not like making them sharp around the brows, but you just want to white because you don't want to have like a line of foundation that you didn't like get blended or something. And just pat really good around this area where your shadow is, and you can come back and perfect that, but just be very careful. How do you feel? Drop it in the comments. Let me know right now how you feel about everything that you've already heard, what you've done, all the things. I want to know how you feel about it from a 1 to 10. How do you feel? And say, I feel, and then like 1 through 10, let me know how you're feeling about your, you know, method here. One thing I will tell you now that I've kind of like just did that shadow is I go back with the blender brush and I just kind of like take it here. I just want to make sure that that foundation didn't like lift what I was like doing over there. Okay, perfect. Now we're going to go in with concealer. You can see already, because of what I did to begin with the makeup, is doing that paint pot on the areas that were kind of like my problem areas. I don't really need a lot of concealer. You know, one thing as a makeup artist, we're not trying to pack on the makeup. We really want your skin to speak for itself. So go in with your concealer of choice. Now, I will give you 2 to pick from that honestly have been like my favorites, but the Kylie concealer or the Anastasia Beverly Hills. Like, these are really my go-to that I grab that I really feel like I need to restock on when I do run out. But I take a little bit of like a lighter concealer. You can see how I just like ran a line right here and then I just went down with it. That's it. And then just a little bit here to lift. And then the same thing here. So you're kind of doing the side of the nose and then you're just filling that in. And then we're going to conceal more and like contour the nose, but just like a little bit there, a little bit on the chin. You don't need much, a little bit here. It's really not that deep, you guys. When it comes to concealer, you should not have to conceal your whole face. That would defeat the whole purpose. Okay, boom. And that just helps me with like chiseling my jaw. I gotta have some structure there. That's just a personal preference for moi. Now I'm gonna go in with that same brush because I do want to teach you how to get the look of a makeup artist doing your makeup. So take that brush that I just did earlier. This is not probably the best brush to use, to be honest, but it is my go-to that's in my bag and it doesn't leave like lines. So I just take it here in here and I just want to lift and I just try to get as great as the coverage. I'm actually looking for a new concealer brush. I'm a blender girl, like true and true. Like, I will blend all day with a blender and I love that. And then just take it a little bit down. So you've kind of already, you can see the structure of like it looks lifted, like your eyes want to go up, right? Makes a big difference. So we're going to do the same thing on the other side. Not too much pressure either. You really don't need to use that much pressure. Okay. Again, everything wants to go up. And then just blend on the nose. And right in the 11s, kind of above the 11s if you have them, unless you've gotten Botox. Then you're frozen. I'm not frozen yet, guys, but one day, honey, I'm going to be I say that stuff and y'all are probably like, Amber, you're so extreme. Like, please stop. But I'm not against it. I just know like one day I'm gonna have to do something. I want to. I don't have to do anything. Do I want to? Yeah, I do. Okay. Loves it. Now I'm gonna actually take the back side of my makeup brush of the Kabuki and I'm just going. This helps me. This is a personal preference. I just don't have a jawline and it's super aggy, so this helps me a lot. Okay, so now that everything's kind of in place, now we're just going to harmonize everything and marry them together. So you want to just marry the products by taking the same brush that you did with your foundation and go around the edges of what you just did, and it's gonna just really kind of just soften everything together. Just take it and just blend it right around those edges. So good. You're doing really good. Like, first of all, I'm going to laugh if you're actually not doing your makeup right now. And I'm like, girl, you're doing so good. And you're like, oh, I ain't doing my makeup. But if you are, you're slaying it. Fabulous. Like, I'm obsessed. So obsessed. I just love when I can pull out my professional tips for you. But you know what? Sometimes I just like to go ham and I'm like, I just do the most. All right, so now that that is in place, what we're gonna do is we're gonna use our bronzer today. I'm gonna do something that I've not done in a minute, but we're gonna use 2 drugstores only today. So I definitely want to give you high and low for this, because just because you're a professional makeup artist does not mean you only use high-end, most expensive products. That is not true. So we also use drugstore brands because you can get great results with them. So Revolution is the one of choice. I'm trying to get them turned in the right direction. Boom. So we have a liquid bronzer and we have a powder bronzer. So that's actually what we're going to do today instead of like super heavy contour. I feel like I have hair on my lip. I don't know where it is, but it must have come off by me wiping my lip. I don't know what just happened. So I don't know though what brush I prefer to use. I think, ooh, I'm kind of thinking, I want to use, are those the same? These are the same brush, but I think it's gonna work. Okay, this is also as a my brush, so y'all see, I don't normally do this, but I'm gonna show you. I'm going to show you something today that you're going to be highly impressed by. This actually does have a little brush hair in it. Let me get her out before she gets on my face and ticks me off. Okay. I still feel that hair. I don't know where it is. Okay. But anyways, we're going to go ahead and take this one. I don't know the color of this one. Let me see. It says Ultra Creamy Bronzer Light. This is light. Lies. Okay. But anyways, we're going to go in with that and we're just going to pat her in here. Just like so. And I'm going to show you something that's probably going to be like my new addiction for this year. So I want you to just follow your bone structure. This is sometimes where you get carried away and you look muddy and you look dirty and you just look wild. I want you, if you have your jawbone and you just want it to be more pronounced, warm it up. Remember, where the sun hits you to your high points of your face, this is where we want this product to go. So I have more, I feel like more of a 5 head, even though 4 fingers fit there. To me it seems like a 5-ish. So I take a little bit on my hairline and I take a little bit right here. I just kind of burped, so sorry, excuse me, that was rude. Then I take it right here like on the cheekbones, and I do take it on my jaw. Remember, I don't have a jawline, so if you do, just kiss it. You don't have to go in ham on it, just kiss it. And then like the sides of the nose. So I just want you to follow suit. Let's go. Shut up. Oh my god, why have I not done that? Okay, stop. Stop now. That just made the biggest difference. I actually love this brush for it too. Now I'm just gonna take this foundation brush and just go around some of these edges right through here and just make sure, like, just especially right through the areas that have like the concealer, and then you just did that. You just want to make sure they just get really like cohesive and marry each other. Okay, so now what you want to do, you can definitely tell a difference when you do that though. It just seems so like, oh my gosh, 1, your skin's warm, 2, there's some structure and dimension, and it just like becomes this flawless look. That's really what we're going for. Every time I see your makeup look professional and it just looks together, I'm like, I can see you in like a gown, in a beautiful dress, and something that's like you just feel like, oh my gosh, like you can just start envisioning how you're gonna look and feel for what you're going to. That's how you know you're nailing it. Like you're not like, I don't love it. Like you're loving it, you know? So I want you to go back with that brush previously that we were working in. I want you to barely dip it. Like I'm saying barely dip it. And I just want you to just kind of pat it in that little outer side again, because it just needs a teeny bit. At least mine does right now. So I just want you to kind of barely take a tiny bit. I want you to just kind of get it really good and blend it, blend it, blend it. Do you see what I just did there too? I took that brush, just pulled it up. That was the brush that I did with the concealer. Okay, that just needed a little touchy up. All right, so now you want to go back. We're just using these same, let me just show you the brushes that we're using. I've not used any more than like these brushes right here. So, ooh, I think it's 5, 6, 7 like brushes right here. That's it. So we're just still going in and rotating through these brushes. Just get that brush set, and you can match up your brushes with me. Now, underneath your eye is not complete yet, so we do want to kind of finish that, but we are going to powder a little bit. So I want you to go in, and I'm going to take today from Huda Beauty, and I'm going to take the pink one. This is the Cherry Blossom Cake, and I do love this, but what I do love about it, and I want you to get really good at, is I want you to use preferably a powder that's not really thick or heavy or anything like that. I don't necessarily need you to do your beauty blender yet, so we will do that to kind of set, but I'm going to go in with another brush right here. These actually do have numbers on them. Just get the brush set that's on my Amazon list, so you'll see that when it's in the beauty section. They don't cost much. It's like a whole set for like 30 or 40 bucks. But we're going to take this powder and we're just going to go ahead and set over your concealer areas. Just like that. And it just really makes everything so flawless. I prefer this pink one. I just like it. So again, this is from Huda. I just think it's really, really pretty. And it just kind of minimizes like any shine, but it still like keeps your eye, you know, not like covering it up or whatever, making it too cakey. It's just like really nice. So anyways, take that all over the concealer areas. And when it's on this brush, you have a little bit more control for it to be a little bit more loose as far as like not looking too like much of a buildup. But this is going to help everything from not moving. And then just like so. Pretty, pretty, pretty. Okay, now we're going to go back with that same similar brush, and we're going to go in with the contour, which was our bronzer. Can treat it like a contour. It's just a really warm color, and we're going to go right around the nose. Just get a little shadow effect here. Do that to kind of keep a little bit of a little point to your nose. Follow that brow bone. Just blend everything. Now we're going to go back in with our actual shadow, because you want to continue your shadow underneath. You don't want anything to finish. You want to balance it out. So we're going to just go in a little bit with our deeper color that we kind of started with, both of these. And a little bit of this one, all three of those shades. And now we're just going to go underneath the eye as close as you can get it. And just pat it and then back and forth. Pat and then back and forth. Patting and then you're going back and forth. You're patting and then you're going back and forth. And you want to take it all the way in. Just like that. You're doing really good. Like, you are really picking up all these tips really well. I'm so excited. Okay, now we're going to do mascara. One of my favorite things to do with mascara is doing a brown and then a black. So I want you to do your brown first and just get really good on the roots. I personally am going in with the Too Faced brown. There's a lot of great brown ones out there, so pick your favorite formula. And we'll go back in with my favorite mascara. They just don't have a brown. But it's Rare Beauty, so we're gonna go in with that one in a minute. And if you do a good job with your mascara and you have decent lashes, you actually don't have to do falsies. But if you don't have lashes, then you do need to do falsies. Personal favorite is doing a brown mascara on the bottom only. And then you can kind of go back through and add more mascara. You just don't want your mascara to take over your look, but you definitely want your mascara to accentuate your lashes for sure. Okay, and the blush for today, when you're applying your blush, if you want your face to have more of a fuller effect, like maybe you have a really thin face and you just want it to kind of be fuller, right? Take it and focus on the apples and pull up. If you really want to thin out your face and lift it, then you want to do more high cheekbones up into the hairline. So honestly, it's really just up to you. But I'm going to go in today with the Huda Beauty one, and it's a really pretty, it's called Strawberry Cream, and I'm going to take it on the back of my hand. I think it's going to give me a better application if I do it this way. I'm just going to put a lot there, just like so. So I'm going to do that strawberry cream right here. Take it up. I like to, even though I do have a thinner face, I do like to still thin out the face as much as possible. Thing I will do is I go around the edges of it. I kind of like take myself from like the mirror and here. I don't want to be like blush blind. Do you know what I mean? So I do take around the edges just so it's not insane. What do y'all think about that? A little fuzz right there in the hair. If you do have blonde hair, I do notice with my brunette hair, sometimes it can look like I have a little foundation or something in the hairline if I'm getting my brush too close. I know if you have really blonde hair, it'll do the same. So just be careful with that, and you know, you can go back and kind of wipe through your hair or whatever. These things are really handy. These little spoolies are really good. You can get a bunch of those on Amazon. Now that you've done that, you can go in with your highlight. Rare Beauty highlight is stunning. I think this is really pretty for just like an all over professional look. You just want to really kiss the face with a nice highlight up here on the highest part of that cheekbone. Just like this. It's so gorgeous. Inner part of the eye. It really brings in like a really nice, like stunning look for whatever occasion, wherever you're going. Also, let me know where you're going. Like, whenever you're doing your makeup using this video, let me know what you're practicing for. Oh my gosh, that's another tip, you guys. Practice. Every time before I would sit down with someone for a main event, I always had a practice run every single time. Not necessarily always for me, but for her to like, for us to nail it. You know what I mean? For her. Because if you're getting your makeup professionally done and someone's just doing it for the first time and you're trying to explain what to do or what you want it to look like, you know, sometimes that happens, and it's nice to have like a little test run. So you're not like the day of and then everybody panics. Okay, so this is what we're working with right now. Now what I want you to do is find a natural, like more of a natural skin tone when it comes to a lip liner, and I want you to only line like outside of your lip line on the top and on the bottom, and then on the inside keep it more on the inside because it's going to keep it more pouty. Okay, so it definitely makes it more pouty. Now on the inside here. I'm going to go in with a little bit of like a deeper color first. That's also Skin by Kim. The formula is so nice. Very good. very good. Make sure it stays on. The one size is definitely the setting spray that you want. When the ingredients of setting spray start with water, then you know it's more of a water base and it's more hydrating, but it will like have some stay power. But the one size is like, it's like bulletproof. It's not going anywhere. Okay, so this one's really good, but y'all know I'm all about a little mini, and I got the trial size first, but I gotta go back and get a full size because it's epic. But it's almost gone. Let me make sure. Let me see. I might be able to get a little bit out of it. Also mattifying. Okay. Did it matte me out? I am so happy with how this turned out for you. I'm gonna go fluff the hair, do all the things, and we'll come back and we'll just like break it down and talk about it. Let's go ahead and break down the face. I did put on my favorite earrings for when I do glam. I have many favorites, but look at these like crystals on the bottom. They're just so pretty. Okay. If you're wondering about the earrings, go check out the description because my girl, she makes them and she is amazing. My best friend Olivia, she's epic, you guys. Okay, so anyways, just breaking it down, the eyes are not too much. Like you can really see how it's not too much shadow. The eyes are for sure lifted and it just really simplified the whole look. Like nothing's like too much, too in your face. Everything's really clean. There's no dramatic lines where it's like it doesn't have to be like that. And so really when anyone's doing your face in a more professional way, they want your skin to be its skin. They want your makeup to just speak for itself and just be like, you look so good today. Like not like, oh my gosh, your makeup. Like, you know, and there's nothing wrong with either one, but it definitely makes a difference for when you kind of want this pretty timeless, effortless look that's very cohesive, and it's really just has like the symmetry is there, like your eyebrows to your eyelids, just to the bone structure. Like it's just like, it's like solid. And anyways, I love creating a whole cosmetic look. It makes me very happy. And so when I feel so good about mastering it for my face, I know that's how you're going to feel about yours. So if you have any questions, I want you to put them in the description. I want you to put them in the comments so we can chat about them and I can answer them, and I can answer them in a DM. So if you even want to just have a conversation with me personally, go to Instagram and chat with me there. Coming from a professional makeup artist for over 17 years, this is what we do. These are the secrets. This is the formula, and all secrets are out. So anyways, I'm very excited. All right, well, I hope you loved it. Let me know in the description again, 1 to 10. 10 being like you feel the best about your application and what you achieved, and 1 being like you don't even know where to start. And I cannot wait to see you in another video. We're going to take these little bad boys out and we're just going to fluff the hair a little bit. I'll see you in the next one. Thank you. Subscribe to my video, and I look forward, actually my channel. Like the video, comment of course, but subscribe to my channel. You're the best, and I love you, and I'll see you in the next one. See you, Blush Beauty. You know what I was going to tell you? So if you're still here, you know, this is for my girlies that are like beauties that are always here, is that the lashes I was going to recommend to you. So I've actually enjoyed doing the underlash. This is an unedited version, you guys, of me chatting. But anyways, you take them and it already has adhesive on it. I'll take them out so you can see. I've used them in several videos, but anyways, it has the adhesive already on it. And then you just pop them under your lashes. If you don't have good lashes, you know, I get it. And so it's annoying. I do like using these sometimes, but to be honest with you, my lashes are really thick. And so I'm like, I don't always need them. And so anyways, yeah, that's just truth. But anyways, I like these, and I think you can get them off at Amazon. So if that's the case, I might just link these in like the top link, like in the description, so you can just see it really fast. But a lot of my Amazon favorites, they're on my Amazon storefront. So check that out. All right, so I wanted to tell you a little story time because I know y'all love a little story time. And I didn't want to do this while I did my makeup because I really wanted to focus on like getting all the points out that I needed to get out. But let me tell y'all something. So Maddox started going, this is my oldest son. He started going hunting with his dad 2 years ago. Maybe it's been 3 now, but I think it's like been 2 solid years. And he went on his first trip with his dad hunting. And so he missed like, I think he was gone for like 5 days or something. And so there was homework that needed to be done at school, and something happened where it's like he couldn't get it done at school, so now he has to bring it home, doing something like that. It wasn't like just homework, it was like classwork or something that he needed to get turned in. And so it was like, okay, well, we'll get it done while he's on his trip or whatever, we'll fit it in, and I'll have it back to you. And I like communicated this on an email. And this is when he was in 3rd grade. I think it was 3rd, yes. His 3rd grade year was such a weird year anyways with the teachers that he had. It was just like, it was kind of a nightmare, to be honest. I know that's dramatic, but it was like something was always happening in that year, and it was frustrating. So anyways, so he came back from hunting, and again, like, he's getting a ton of life lessons. He's with his dad. He's doing super cool stuff. That Christmas, he had just gotten his first gun for, you know, going hunting. And, you know, this is a sport that these kids are going to continue to do forever, you know. And their dad's been doing it for many, many years. And so he's so excited. And so I give the homework to my husband, and I'm like, y'all have to get this done when you're gone, because when he gets back, he's got to have it turned in. They've got to get it graded and get it in the system or whatever. And so... And, you know, that's what I thought. That's what he thought, everything, right? So they go hunting, and they did not get homework done. That was not top of their list. Like, they are going out, like, waking up at 4 a.m., staying out there until mid-morning, coming back in for lunch, getting cleaned up, going back to another spot, checking out where to go. They're out there from, like, afternoon till dusk, come back in, eat dinner, get showers, go to bed, start it again. Like, it's like this all-day thing, right? And so... anyways, they're having a good time. And so they get back, and then I'm like, oh yeah, crap, did you get that homework done? And so the night before school, like, I think they got back like on a Sunday night or something. He's like, no, we didn't even touch it, do it, I didn't even think about it. And I was like, crap. I was like, well, it's fine. I'll just email her this morning and just tell her he didn't get it done. Like, we'll do it today. And so I can do it whenever he gets home. And so, in the car rider line at their school drop-off, it's like you just pull up, and all the teachers are kind of lined up, like 4 or 5 different teachers depending on where you're at, and you just kind of like, all the kids just get out and they go into the school. And so, and everybody knows everybody, right? And so everybody's familiar with everybody's cars or what have you. And so I was like, oh good, there's his teacher in the line. So Maddox already gets out, and Cruz or whatever, and then, because Cruz didn't get to go hunting, but anyways, they both got out for school drop-off. I have this scab on my, like, hand I'm picking at, and so I'm like, well, let me roll down my window, and let me tell her that we didn't get it done, that we'll get it done later today. And so, because I was like, so anyways, I rolled down my window, and I was like, hey, so-and-so, I was like, listen, I just emailed you this morning, did you see it? And she's like, I did see it. And she was like, you know, he's really got to get that done. And I'm like, I know. I was like, well, they were hunting. He was out with his dad hunting, and that just was not top of the list, but we'll get it done today. And she's like, yeah, you know, well, sometimes we're going to have to pick when we take our kids on vacation, and sometimes they're not going to be able to do that, or you're not going to be able to do that. You're going to have to, like, not do that because school, they got to get their schoolwork done or whatever. So she's like saying stuff to me, and I'm like, are you talking to somebody else? Like, are you really doing that right now? And so then she was like saying something about, like, I don't know word for word, but like them not taking the trip. Like, maybe we need to plan our trips differently or something. And I was like, And so then I was like, what? I was like, no. And she was like, you know, and she like reaches her hand in to my truck, which also I have a problem with. Please do not reach in my car. Do not put your hand inside my vehicle. Like, that actually, that it's like my personal space. So like, you just invaded. You were invading my personal space, right? It just bothers me. It just like kind of like makes me go, like, you know. And so she like put her hand in. She was like, you know what though? But I'm gonna give you grace, and you know, something, something, something. All I heard is, I'm gonna give you grace. Do you know what I said? I said, what? Like, it actually like really pissed me off, because all I could think about is, first of all, you're annoyed that the work's not done. This is 3rd freaking grade. He's not in high school right now. This is not like midterm something crazy. Like, he's got it, whatever. it's fine, and one more day's fine, or put a freaking 0 on it, bump it, you know, like whatever. And then you're not gonna say something about me taking him on a trip, or that was not important, or we should rethink that. And first of all, you're not going to tell me that you're going to give me grace. Like, no, 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 no. And so I've never actively heard that word used a lot. Maybe it had been used a lot towards me or around me, but I just feel like as soon as she said it, and I was like, that's the first time someone's ever said that to me. And I was like, I don't want you to give me grace. Like, so anyways, that word never used to rub me the wrong way, but now every time, even my best friends will say it, and they laugh. Because they're actually using it in a sentence, and then I'm staring at them and they just laugh because they're like, I know you hate that word. And so it's not that I hate the meaning of it. I hate how people use it. They use it in a way that actually they shouldn't use it. So she was using it in a way that it was like, I'm going to give you grace though. Like, not in a way like, you know what? His trip was really important with his dad. I get it. Take the day. Not a big deal. Like, I know that's frustrating, whatever. Cool. Like, and just keep it moving. She was basically saying like, what you did was not important. So I'm going to give you 5. I don't know. I just took it the wrong way. Let me just tell you, she shouldn't have said it. Okay. I'm trying to explain it to you, and I'm like, does it even make sense? I don't know. So she immediately was like, I'm going to give you grace for it. And I was like, give me grace for that? I was like, you're going to give me grace for that? I was like, y'all know I drive a 3500 like Denali GMC, so it's a big truck, and first of all, I love it. I feel very like safe and protected. It's like, you know, nobody's gonna mess with me. That's the energy I feel in it, and I just love it. It just makes me feel really safe. But I had to whip this truck. I was in the car rider line. I had to whip this truck and park it. And I looked at her, I said to her, I was like, I'm coming in and we're having a meeting right now. And she's like, I have to get to class to teach. I was like, I will be sitting in that school today. I'm going to cancel my day. I'm going to have a meeting with you. And her face was like, like, what? I don't care what I have scheduled today. It is canceled. I'm going to sit in that school until you can meet with me. You know what I mean? I was like, First of all, you're not going to come with me. You're not going to come to me like that. It's not going to happen. And I don't need grace over his homework assignment. I will get it to you when I get it to you. You know, like, no, I have been communicating with you. I emailed you this morning. This is just what it is. So I parked that truck so fast. And I also backed my truck in a lot instead of pulling it forward. So I pulled it here, and then I pulled it like back. Like, I was like, and then I got in, and I was like, you know what? I'm not going to do it. So I walked into the school. I was so mad. I was so mad. And I called Alan, and I was like, do you know what the teacher just said to me? And I was like, basically, she was talking to us about we should not be taking Maddox on a vacation if his work's not done. We should be making sure if we have to take work on a trip that it is done, and that she's going to give me grace today because it wasn't done. And he was like, what? And I was like, yeah. I was like, so freaking annoying. I'm over it. So I go into the school. I feel for our receptionist at the school because she knows everything. She knows everyone, and she is the go-to girl. But I know she gets annoyed. She probably gets so annoyed on a daily basis, but she keeps a good face on. And I went to her and I was like, hey, I just want to have a meeting. I know I'm just like walking in for this first thing in the morning. Everybody's getting settled to school. I was like, but I need to have a meeting with blah, 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 blah. Like, I name the principal, the assistant principal, and the teacher that just did this. And maybe Maddox's main teacher. And so she was like, okay, I don't know. They're getting everybody set. I was like, that's fine. I was like, I'm just going to sit in the lobby, and when they're available, they're available. I'm going to be here. And she was like, okay. And so everybody comes out, and I was like, listen, I'm going to tell you something that really ticks me off. I choose to put my kids into a private school and pay for their private school education. Like, you know what I mean? This is a big deal for them to come here. Second, if they go on a trip with their dad or with me, and they go hunting, or they go to Disney, or they go to freaking Dubai, I don't care where we went. It's none of your business, and I owe no one an explanation on why we did it, how long we did it, and what we were able to accomplish while we were there. Nobody. And if they have work to be done, to be honest with you, you're lucky if we even, like, kind of like even, what's the word I'm looking for? If we even, dang, I can't even think of the word. It like fathom the idea of doing their work there. You know what I mean? I I'm like, yeah, you know what I mean? Like, that's just not the top of our list. Like, it's not. And so for a teacher, I'm communicating with her, and for her to tell me about like not taking him on a trip, or maybe he shouldn't be doing that, and I'm going to give you grace over this homework assignment that he didn't have turned in yet, really pisses me off. So don't ever say that to me again. You know, I was livid. I was hot. You know, I'm like, there's just a time and a place for things. And I just think teachers, you know, it's one of the hardest jobs out there. I would never do it. I nannied for years. That's not even close to teaching, but it's like just being around kids and making sure everything's done. Like, I get that there's a lot of pressure on them as well, but don't come for a parent. You know what I mean? Like, that really is bothersome, and it just bothers me. So anyways, that was the situation, and I just, you know, I just don't take it well. Like, I think I have these emotions around like parenting and my children, because I'm like, we want to give our kids the best that we can, and no one's going to come for them. Like, I know they do wrong. I know there's things like that. I'm not like saying that. I'm just saying, like, you're not going to come for my parenting, and you're not going to come for my child. Like, that, those are off of the table. And so, yeah, it just really bothered me. And so, and I don't know if I would feel this way. I probably would, but, because I feel like most parents are like this, but, you know, of going through the miscarriage, going through a stillborn, and now having our 2 boys, I'm like, I'll do anything to protect them. Like, they're at such a young age where I still have to advocate for them 100%. And there's going to be a day where they advocate for themselves 100%, and I'm their backup 100%, you know, and their dad. And I'm like, that's just unacceptable. So anyways, it really ticked me off, and I still don't like the teacher to this day. That was the grade that she really bothered me. And then we had a year without her, and now Cruz has her as like an extra teacher or whatever. Like, he'll kind of, you know, they rotate or whatever. I'm like, oh my gosh, like, on my nerves. And to back up this story, I'll tell you this. So for their grades, they have, like, this is the second story. They have picture day. This is just about her, and then I'm going to be done. They have picture day, and the grades rotate. So like this 3rd grade class that Cruz is in this year, different classrooms do pictures on different days. So his homeroom teacher, his main teacher, they had picture day, but some of the other 3rd grade classes did not. And so picture day, you can wear whatever you want to. You know, they do have uniforms, but this day you could do logos, you could do whatever, different colors, anything you wanted to do. So he wore it was like a tan shirt, kind of like my color right now, with like an Adidas symbol on it. And still like his khaki shorts or whatnot. And so then he comes home that day, and he's like, Mom, he said, so-and-so came to me today, and she fussed at me about what I was wearing. And I was like, what? I was like, wait a second. I was like, she fussed at you about what you were wearing? And he was like, yeah, she came up to me and she said, Cruz, you know you're not supposed to be wearing that today. Like, that's not uniform. And he said, yeah, I can wear this today. Today I don't have uniforms. I have picture day or whatever. And then, so she kind of was like, just giving him a hard time about what he was wearing, being serious about it. And so he was like, no, I'm allowed to wear this today. Like, my class can wear this today or whatever. And so you just imagine a teacher where you as a student, you're like, well, they have authority, you know, I have to obey, I have to be respectful. And then you just think, oh my gosh, like, I know I have uniforms at this school, so if I'm not wearing uniforms, then it's a big deal, whatever. So now you're coming to him, making a big deal about what he's wearing and giving him a hard time, like, seriously. And he's a kid, so he's like, did I screw up? That pisses me off. No. Go to his teacher first. So if you have a question about a student that's not even in your class, go to his teacher and say, hey, Cruz is wearing this. What's going on today? Do y'all have something? Did he have a dress down pass? Do y'all have something going on? And then, you know, take it up with her. And then if she doesn't give you the answers that you need and the response, you come to me. Email me as his mom. And so, because I'm getting him ready. I'm the one that dropped him off. Like, you know what I mean? He's not a high schooler where he's driving himself, and half the time the parents maybe didn't see what he put on or something. So I'm like, what? So I immediately email her, and I was like, did you approach Cruz today about what he was wearing? Because if you did, I don't appreciate that. Today was picture day, and he was very excited about wearing something that was not uniform, and he was really looking forward to that. He felt really good about it, and you questioning him the way you did and told him that he was not wearing what he was supposed to be wearing really upset him and made him feel like he messed up, and I don't appreciate it. Do not speak to him again. Like, do not say another word to him unless it has to do with the subject that you're teaching. Do not. You either go to his teacher or you email me immediately. And she was, again, in that email, she responded and she said, I did say something to him today. I didn't realize it was his class picture day. You know, I immediately told him, oh my gosh, it is picture day. I forgot. And, you know, and then, you know, I'm going to give, what did she say? She said, I'm going to give him grace, or I'm going to do something. She said something again, like not taking responsibility at all for her actions. And I was like, are you using that word again with me? Like, I'm going to come through this phone. And so I'm like, you're using the word in the wrong way, you know? And I'm like, you're doing too much. And so biblically, if you want to read about what grace really means, then yeah, read about it. But I'm like, you're using that word too loosely, and you're not using it in the right way, and it's actually pissing me off. Don't ever say it again to me. And so anyway, she was like, I will apologize to him tomorrow whenever he's at school. And I was like, yeah. I was like, you will apologize to him tomorrow, because it actually made him feel really bad. And I was like, and you're never going to do that again to him. Like, I have to protect the kids, you know, like it just is like immediate like protection mode. And I think like she's honestly, the whole time we've ever like dealt with teachers and issues, she's the only one that's ever bothered me. The only one that's actually ever bothered me. So everybody else has like so much calmness and chill about it, and just like it's a relatable conversation, easy going. But anyways, absolutely crazy. So those are two little stories, if you stayed for the end to hear those. But yeah, anyways, it's crazy. Yeah, but so many crazy stories along the way, being a mom and dealing with things and life and all the stuff. So if you can relate, let me know. If you stayed to the end, go ahead and put I don't know what emoji. Let me look at my emojis. Let's look and see. What emoji can you put? Let's see an emoji. Maybe you could just put like here. Oh, you know what you should put is story time. Just say like story time. Yeah, just put story time in the comments if you stayed for it. I think it's the easiest thing to do. People will be like, why are y'all saying story time like that? Yeah, so anyways, I asked y'all a lot of questions, so I cannot wait to chat with y'all in the comments. Whew, that was a mouthful. All right, well, that is it. Thank you so much for being here, and subscribe if you haven't already, and I look forward to seeing you in an upcoming video. And we have some new news coming on the way. I know I kind of hinted to y'all around about a podcast, so all the things are happening, so be on the lookout for that, because it'll kind of come sooner than later, and I'm very excited. So anyways, I look forward to seeing y'all later. Bye, you guys.